morning. We will begin our commencement ceremony today by listening to the Star Spangled Banner as sung by the Missouri State University Chorale.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. At Missouri State University, we are very proud of our many outstanding programs. One such program is our music department, where many talented and dedicated students study and train. It is our pleasure to have the Missouri State University Chorale, under the direction of Dr. Cameron LeBar, and the university's Jazz Ensemble 2, conducted by Kyle Aho, with us this morning. Please join me as we listen to the chorale perform It'll Be All Right by Eric Eastman. Eric Eastman is a graduate student at Missouri State. He wrote this music, and this is its world premiere. Cameron?
When I look on back across the roads that I've been on, I look back across the roads I've been on, anxious thoughts remind me of the things that I did wrong. Anxious thoughts remind me of them. But I know that they don't matter in the long run. Deep down I know that it'll be alright. Somewhere deep down I know it'll be alright. Some days it just feels like you're wasting away. Some days it feels like you're wasting away. Every passing second becomes every passing day. But I know that it's no good to just relive the things you say. Deep down I know that it'll be alright. Somewhere deep down I know it'll be alright. When I look back across the line, I think all I did wrong. Everything is gonna be alright.
Welcome to Commencement in the Ozarks. I'm told that is a contemporary bluegrass song. The new term, so you learned something today, is newgrass, right? Newgrass. There you go. All right, back to work. Missouri State observes 2 commencement periods during the year. The spring commencement is held in mid-May, and the fall commencement occurs at the end of the fall semester in December. This is one of 2 programs today. Because of the large number of graduates, we are conferring graduate and bachelor's degrees in the McQueary College of Health and Human Services, the Reynolds College of Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities, and the College of Education majors at this ceremony. We are conferring the graduate and bachelor degrees to the students in the other 3 colleges at a ceremony later today. Over the course of today, I'm pleased to announce that we will be awarding 1,399 degrees. We can clap for that if we want to. Of that total, 943 are undergraduate and 456 are graduate degrees. The Missouri State University faculty and staff are proud to recognize members of this graduating class who have distinguished themselves by their academic achievement and leadership and who have earned academic or performance scholarships. Funding for many of these scholarships is made possible by alumni and friends of the university, and we thank them for their support and generosity. Several governors of the university are on the platform today with me. Members of the board are appointed by the governor of the state of Missouri and approved by the state senate. They serve 6-year terms and carry the responsibilities set forth in statute as the policy-making board for the institution. We also have a student representative to the Board of Governors. The student representative serves a 2-year term. We're grateful to the governors for the time they take from their schedules and give to the university, and we're pleased that several can be with us today to take part in commencement. I will now introduce the platform party. People will stand as their names are called, and I would ask that you hold your applause until all have been introduced. In the second row, beginning at my right, your left, Neosha Mackey, Emeritus Dean of Library Services, who will be reading names of graduates. Paige Paxton, a senior from Holton, Kansas, and your senior class president. Bradley Cooper, a sophomore from Willard, and our student member of the Board of Governors. Laura Derrick, chair of the University Staff Senate. Jeff Schrag, a businessman from Springfield and member of the Board of Governors. Dr. Elizabeth Walker, chair of the Missouri State University Faculty Senate. Dr. Melissa Gorley, a veterinarian from Mountain Grove and member of the Board of Governors. Dr. Tanya Tinsley, associate professor of world languages and cultures, who will be reading names of the graduates. In the front row, beginning at my right, your left, Zora Mulligan, University Executive Vice President. Ann Campeter, a philanthropist from Centerton and member of the Board of Governors. Lynn Parman, a businesswoman from Parkville and member of the Board of Governors. Chris Waters, a businessman from Kansas City and chair of the Board of Governors. Dr. John Jasinski, University Provost. Tim Franska, businessman from Bolivar and member of the Board of Governors. And finally, Brent Dunn, Vice President for University Advancement. Please help me recognize the platform party. The faculty and administration have led in the educational process for our graduates. Many of these people are present today and seated at my right and left, and I request that they stand and that you also recognize them with your applause for their many wonderful contributions. At this ceremony, we will recognize this year's recipient of the Bronze Bear Award. This award recognizes individuals for special support and achievement at Missouri State University. The recipients of the Bronze Bear Award are approved by the Board of Governors based on recommendations from me, executive committees of the Faculty Senate, Staff Senate, and Student Government Association, our Administrative Council, and others within the university community. Missouri State is proud to present this recognition today to esteemed actor John Goodman. who has been an active alum and who always makes time for the university. Whether speaking at New Student Convocation, chairing our successful Onward Upward campaign, or investing in students and the arts in the naming of the John Goodman Amphitheater, he takes time out of a very busy schedule to support the university and its students. Normally, our awardees attend commencement and are our keynote speaker. However, at this very moment, John is in the middle of filming an episode of The Connors for season 6. He met with our team last Saturday in California following a full day of filming. He answered a few questions about his time at Missouri State and his advice for you, and we awarded him the Bronze Bear. I've watched the video. I think his advice speaks to everyone. I give you John Goodman.
I am very, very proud and happy to receive this Bronze Bear, and it tells me that they still think of me back at the old place, and maybe I'm on the right path, maybe I'm doing right. For me to be a bear, it means it grounds me. It tells me where I came from, and all the good people that I met along the way and all the good guidance I've had, they helped me find what I was looking for, and I didn't even know what I was looking for. I was in need of everything, but they opened doors one at a time. And slowly I started to find my feet, and I developed a bond with my acting teacher, Howard Orms, and we got very lucky with students as well. We had a great team of kids. The spirit there was wonderful when I was in school. We got to be very proud of who we were and what we did. I didn't make up my mind what I was going to do for a living until right after I graduated. And I thought, if I don't try, I'm going to kick myself in the butt for the rest of my life for not trying.
What do you think, Dad?
Snowing outside, because this must be Christmas.
Hey, may the best monster win. Come on, you're being very undue.
Everybody freeze. Everybody down on the ground.
You don't say much, friend, but when you do, it's to the point, and I salute you for it.
Kelvin, I can no longer support this ridiculous idea. You may not feel like it, but a lot of you are ready, or maybe over ready, to get out into the world. But the higher you get, don't pull the ladder up after you. There's still people down there that don't know what you know now, who maybe need a hand, need some help. Maybe you could advise, bring your worldly advice back to Springfield. Lend a hand. Help a lot of those kids that are still there. They may be struggling, you may be struggling, but it always feels better to give back, to help out. Give somebody a hand.
And the last donor I do want to recognize is one that truly made this possible. Not just this project, but now attracting students for generations and generations because of the name of this, Mr. John Goodman.
Thank you. I cherish the time that I spent at Missouri State, and I got so much from the school that I'd like to give when I can and help out.
Our campaign chairman, John Goodman.
Ladies and gentlemen, over 60,000 of you gave to this campaign, smashing all other giving records.
We didn't meet our goal. We crushed it.
Well, it was an honor to be asked, and for me, it was another opportunity to give back to the place that I love so much. You know, I have a great debt to the university, and it's nice to give back. It's nice to see these kids do well over the years. It's nice to see people find themselves. My hope for the university is it continues to be a safe place for learning, so people can come and get together to learn other viewpoints, to expand your world and be better citizens for the state of Missouri or wherever you wind up. You can't do that without knowledge, without learning something about what you want to talk about. And knowledge leads to learning truth. Not just your truth, but absolute truth. I'm sure it was a struggle to get where you are, to graduate well, or barely, as I did, graduate by my fingernails. But I learned a lot at school, basic steps that helped me from getting overwhelmed to just remember one foot in front of the other. Take a breath. That's the most important thing you'll ever have to do, is take your next breath. Everything else is gravy. Now, I've said that before on this big stage, and here to say it again. Congratulations, job well done. And take the lessons you learned with you. You'll need them. I'd love to be there with you all, but my union decided it was time to go back to work. I am back at work, and when you see this, I'll be wrapping up my second show of the season. So I'd love to be with you in person. I love coming back to Springfield. I love being on campus, and maybe this is kind of a way to be there. Not really, but I'll probably pass through in spring, so I'll see you then. Congratulations to the class of 2023. Now go get them, and go Bears!
The Army Reserve Officers Training Corps has been a cooperative partner of the university's educational program since 1952. Tomorrow, one student will be commissioned as a second lieutenant into the United States Army, and we wish them well in their future military career. The veterans and military members living, working, and receiving their education at Missouri State University are a valued and vital component of our campus community. We recognize and honor their sacrifices and the sacrifices of their families, and value their life experiences as they broaden the diversity of our faculty, staff, and student body. As such, students graduating from the university who serve, have served, or will be serving after graduation in the United States Armed Forces have been invited to wear red, white, and blue honor cord at today's ceremony in recognition of their service to our country. I now invite those individuals to stand and be recognized. You may be seated. At this time, graduates for all degrees will be presented by Dr. John Jasinski, University Provost. It is understood, of course, that no candidate officially graduates until all grades are recorded and the final examination of the student's record has been made. Boom. All right, the lawyers are satisfied. John?
We will now confer our doctorate degrees. Will the candidates for all doctorate degrees please rise? President Smart, these candidates have completed the requirements for the doctorate degree in their respective fields. It is with great pride that they are presented to you on behalf of the graduate faculty for the conferring of the degree.
By the authority of the state of Missouri vested in the Board of Governors and delegated to me, I now confer upon you the degree of doctorate. You have completed the highest level of graduate study, and I wish you every success as you serve humanity.
And will the candidates for the doctorate degree please proceed forward, followed by the doctorate candidates?
Dr. Julie Masterson, Associate Provost and Dean of the Graduate College, will hood the candidates. Dr. Tanya Tinsley will present the students.
Brooke Bailey. Vanessa Lynn Scully. Ava Janine Booker. Janet Lynn Heath. Laura Susan Van Rossum.
Congratulations. Will the candidates for the Specialist in Education degree please rise?
Good. Good.
President Smart, we completed the requirements for the Specialist in Education degree. It's with great pride she's presented to you on behalf of the graduate faculty for the conferring of the degree.
Kaylee Christine Pickett.
That's all right. It's going. We got off there.
And will the candidates for all master's degrees please rise? President Smart, these candidates completed all of the requirements for their respective master's degree. The graduate faculty of Missouri State University are pleased to present them to you for the conferring of the degree.
By the authority of the state of Missouri vested in the Board of Governors and delegated to me, I now confer upon you the master's degree and testify that you have surmounted the first level of graduate studies and wish you every success as you serve humanity.
And will all candidates, except those in the first row, please be seated? Will the candidates for master's degrees in the first row please proceed forward, followed by the master's candidates in other rows, as directed by our marshals.
Dr. Julie Masterson and Dr. Carissa Holscher, Associate Dean of the Graduate College, will hood the candidates. Dr. Tanya Tinsley and Neosha Mackey will present the students.
Letitia Cherie Gonzalez.
Anna C. McCauley.
Andrea Michelle Brashears.
Amy Dawn Moorbacher.
Emily Ann Ames.
Nicholas Thorfinn Binneyhoff.
Jenna Kathleen Anderson.
Hannah Marie Tiffin.
Olivia Rochelle Fowler.
Christy M. Gentili.
Savannah A. Keller.
Sujata Baral.
Shelby K. Spain.
Reshma Fatima.
Vanessa R. Moreno.
Doreen Ogachukwu Ugwu.
Madison M. Orr.
Sandra Mawus Abra Hehetro.
Maxwell J. Messer.
Bianca Victor Egbo Simba.
Hannah Sidney Dietz.
Brett Andrew Collier.
Allison Nicole Caldwell.
Jacob Ross Braden.
Lauren Beth Strider Birkenes.
Kelly Nicole Rowe.
Emily J. Napoli.
Riley H. McCullough.
Jordan E. Regmi.
Alyssa Sue Smith.
Faith Andrews.
Brett Allen Kearns.
Sarah E. Anderson.
Wang Yu.
Stacy L. Rust.
Rachel M. Thomas.
Cecil Lee Bratton III.
Laura G. Foster.
Heidi Renee Cobb.
Laura Ray Campbell.
Christopher L. Foster.
Taylor Alexi Stewart.
Jordan Newman.
Hope Anna Rossman.
Desiree E. Ridner.
Nissa A. Creer.
Kaylee Ann Percival.
William Edward Nelner.
Courtney Brianne Weatherford.
Larry Monroe Valentine.
Ashley Brooke Sharkey.
Olivia E. Neeson.
Sadie Dawn Turner.
Madison Jewel Lorman.
Regan Wilson.
Abigail Rose Ruggieri.
Darren Lee Tran.
Chloe Ray Hartman.
Samuel Jared Wilson.
Lindsay Ann Carpentier.
Zane A. Tranmer.
Ishe Othawara Smith.
Sehun Park.
Billy Dean Bailey.
Jessica Lauren Mays.
Olivia Marie Eichel.
Skylar Brooke Wimberly.
Taylor N. Kinsinger.
Kelly Jean Purcell.
Alexis Christine Zahn.
Savannah Sue Franklin.
Jordan L. Carter.
Emily Nicole McKenzie.
Ryan E. Liddell.
Jessica Ann Lortz.
Catherine J. Tinklepaw.
Juliana Elizabeth Vaught.
Casey Lee Holtz.
Abigail E. Ludwig.
Gabriella Grace Sappington.
Sarah Marie Bolton.
Abigail Hannah Horner.
Farah Michelle Fox.
Jessica Marie Coban.
Rachel M. Miller.
Jenna Marie Glodowski.
Hannah Renee Hedrick.
Amberly Tate Eversole.
Kelsey Lauren Ludicky.
Chandler Rebecca Lee Mongerson.
Maya Lynn West.
Julianne M. Diekman.
Anna Selena Gunther.
Sarah J. Usher.
Autumn Chantel Ernie.
Armetta Nicole Lovelace.
Alexandra Nicole Hoke.
Casey Don Holscher.
Rachel Aaron Fisk.
Michaela Marie Cruz.
Austin J. Rogers.
Brianna A. Bentley.
Peter Alex Schiefelbein.
Cecilia Elzora Pine.
Alexandra Graham.
Megan Marie Fry.
Tracy Jean Curtis.
Taylor Marie Hill.
Kimbala Marie Ellis.
Sid Arlo Marshall.
Shelby Nicole Cool.
Rebecca Elizabeth Althoff.
Samantha J. Dilliner.
Rachel Marlene Maui.
Brian D. Combs.
Maria Ann Satterwait.
Alexander Martin Teague Denny.
Allison Dawn Petrie.
Taylor Z. Gold.
Paige Ann Connor.
Brianna K. Franz.
Madison N. Ash.
Samantha Jo Irene Broyles.
Jordan Lee Gott.
Elise Rose Wall.
Sarah B. O'Callahan.
Michaela K. Österreich.
James W. Bowling II.
Shelby E. Jessup.
Angelina Marie Call.
Sarah Ann Harper.
Sierra A. Riggs.
Amber Rochelle Perkey.
Jackie Lynn Hall Worthington.
Stephanie Ann Beckweg.
Lisa Stephanie Cassane.
Michael Kai Hui.
Valerie Nicole House.
Evidence Uchechukwu Otunji.
Jessica Renee Kirkman.
Kervin Agajanoff.
Elizabeth Ann Bowen.
Bryce Tyler Bewley.
Bradley Cole Kelly. Rachel Haven Drake. Victoria Ashlyn Vaughn. Jordan Taylor Winter. Mara Thames Rydland. Melissa L. Mayer. Anna Marie Fleming. Isaac Opoku Ayamang.
Before we confer the bachelor's degrees, I would like to note the scholastic accomplishments of several of these students. Would the students wearing the blue stoles please rise, and please join me in recognizing these graduates of the university's Honors College. You may be seated. Several students are graduating with scholastic honors and are identified by the cordons they are wearing. Students graduating summa cum laude have achieved a grade point average of at least 3.90. Will those students graduating summa cum laude and wearing the gold cordon please rise and remain standing? Students graduating magna cum laude have achieved a grade point average between 3.75 and 3.89. Would those students graduating magna cum laude and wearing the silver cordon, please rise and remain standing. Finally, students graduating cum laude have achieved a grade point average between 3.50 and 3.74. Would those students graduating cum laude and wearing a bronze cordon please rise and remain standing? On behalf of the university, I wish to congratulate these students on their impressive scholastic achievements. Congratulations all. And will the candidates for all bachelor degrees please rise? President Smart, these candidates completed all of the requirements for their respective bachelor degrees. The faculty of Missouri State University take great pleasure in presenting them to you for the conferring of the degree.
By the authority of the state of Missouri vested in the Board of Governors and delegated to me, I now confer upon you the bachelor's degree and wish you the best in your careers.
And will all the candidates, except those in the first row, please be seated? And will the candidates for bachelor degrees in the first row please proceed forward, followed by bachelor candidates in other rows as directed by the marshals.
Dr. Tinsley and Ms. Mackey will present the students.
Shanna K. Potter,
Versavaya Pavlova,
Marissa Okich,
Sarah Harmony Mall,
Caden Tyler Smith,
Madeline Lenore Talbert,
Bali Margaret Cortez,
Kaylee Elizabeth Calkin cum laude,
Mackenzie Rose Miller,
Avery McIntosh,
Blake Doran Stark, magna cum laude,
Ryan Mackenzie Murphy,
Molly Irene Smith,
Manuela Ibarguen Jimenez, magna cum laude,
Jessica M. Estes,
Janaya J. Smith,
Savannah Renee Davis, magna cum laude,
Freedom Asia Samani Astel,
Violet Marie Albatar,
Hunter William Stephen Bentley cum laude,
Russell Al Sharablabli, cum laude,
Brianna Skinner, summa cum laude,
Stephanie Suzanne Douglas, cum laude,
Ashley Ann Shank, summa cum laude in the Honors College,
Sydney Rose Bach,
Gianna M. Cox, magna cum laude,
Brooke Elizabeth Haven, cum laude,
Summer Rain Moore,
Alexandra Grace Hammer,
Marley Mabel Freder King,
Sahara Michaela Ramirez,
Emma Grace Eccles,
Emma Elizabeth Rovang, cum laude,
Jenna M. Johnson, summa cum laude,
Emma Noel Hensley,
Grace N. Erickson, cum laude,
Daniela Acelis Ortiz, cum laude,
Samantha Kate Doso, summa cum laude,
Leslie Michelle Lovelace,
Abigail Nicole Syak, summa cum laude,
Madison C. Edmondson,
Taylor Elizabeth Bollinger, cum laude,
Macy Grace Jeffries,
Alexandra Shea Updike, summa cum laude in the Honors College,
Brittany Nicole Seacrest, cum laude,
Alexandra Renee Gabbert,
Billy M. Jacobson,
Messina Marie Turnbow,
Abby Grisham,
Hannah Marie Schutzenhofer,
Nolan Jean White,
Tabitha L. Rodabal,
Justin Riley Herman, magna cum laude.
Eben William McLean Zurian.
Lauren M. Blue.
Braden Aloysius Frankenberg, cum laude.
Madeline Marie Tyen.
Christian Anthony Casanova, cum laude.
Joanna Ramirez.
Brennan Patrick Rowland.
Olivia Ryan Grieve, magna cum laude in the Honors College.
Garrett Russell Taylor.
Laura Grace Adams.
John Coca Urista.
Chase Edward Otto, cum laude.
Christina B. Buzaloy.
Lina Kim Nguyen.
Claudia Chow.
Brianna Marie Moose, summa cum laude.
Carson Rose Miller.
Savannah Michelle Grigsby, cum laude.
Katie Elizabeth Linneman, summa cum laude.
Erin Morgan Griffith.
Kennedy Grace Mueller.
Aubrey Dawn Lambertson, cum laude in the Honors College.
Neil Michael Nicholas.
Miguel A. Hernandez.
Catherine Elaine Vetter.
Tyler Allen Bates.
Claire Catherine Hornibrook, magna cum laude in the Honors College with distinction in nursing.
Alicia L. Rochelle.
Allison Marcella Swearingen.
Mara Iris Anselm, magna cum laude in the Honors College.
Megan Kuby.
Shelby Lynn Hooley.
Savannah Joe Owen.
Sahara Renee White Harris.
Mattis Hughes Koch, summa cum laude.
Ashlyn Foster.
Sean Rory Thurman.
Zachary T. Norris.
Cody Michael Mulroy, summa cum laude.
Angela Nicole Smith, cum laude.
Rosa Mary Fulton, cum laude.
Hunter Reese Peabody, cum laude.
Colby Lee Henry, cum laude.
Gavin Ray Hesterly.
Jenna Sue Jackson, magna cum laude.
Lauren M. McTurnan, cum laude in the Honors College.
Brooke Frances Marie Jenkins.
Lauren A. Melton, magna cum laude.
Jade Marie Rose.
Blair Alexis Sebastian.
Benjamin Michael Lee Collins.
Claire Margaret Horrock, cum laude.
Nolan Charles Francisco.
Lauren Victoria Montgomery, magna cum laude.
Bailey Rianne Hinkey.
Emily M. Lehman.
Michelle Lynn Newswanger, cum laude.
Jenna Faith Shuck, summa cum laude.
Kevin Eli Murphy.
Julia Ann Jurgensmeyer, summa cum laude.
Tyler R. Ash.
Katie Ann Lawler.
Graham T. Nicholson.
Aaron Kelly O'Brien, cum laude.
Jack P. White, cum laude.
Jordan Lynn Aranjo.
Clayton James Van Siebert.
Kristen Marie Ferkel.
Hema Turan.
Mary Hannah McElvain, cum laude.
Allison Diane Kramer, magna cum laude.
Hadley Elizabeth Wilson.
Rainey Ann Bruce.
Joshua Michael Caputo.
Jillian Grace Eckridge, cum laude.
Adinda Fati Mulyawati.
Bryce Carl Mueller, summa cum laude.
Sally Ann Scribner.
Benjamin Joseph Cunningham.
Alexandra Ann Weimer, summa cum laude.
Samuel N. Tiedemann.
Jenna J. Kreider.
Andrew Philip Falk.
Taylor Rayleigh Deloach, cum laude.
April Head.
Riley Elizabeth Turk.
Stacy Jean Scott.
Lindsay N. Smith.
Alexander David Weddle, cum laude.
Rachel Ann Parsons, cum laude.
Alexis Aileen Hargis, magna cum laude.
Reese Elizabeth Smith, magna cum laude.
Ethan Lance Tim.
Kendall Ashton Tyler Keithley, cum laude.
Alyssa Morgan Wells Thurman.
Yoliana Emmeline Cole.
Gabriel Douglas Lavatte Sutton, magna cum laude.
Evan Tony Stewart.
Caden Thomas Maloney.
Amelia Lee Toll, cum laude.
Samantha Nicole Wilson, cum laude.
Unsu Grace Lee, cum laude.
Makoche Bear Runner.
Misun summa cum laude.
Emily Marie Barber, cum laude.
Allison Christine Schmitz.
Ashlyn Erica Shea Risch.
Mason Ray King.
Alexandria Taylor Wools, cum laude.
Sydney Althea Black.
Grace Catherine Matlock.
Asia Anna Grace Green.
Giovanni Gray Acosta, cum laude.
Hunter V. Murray, cum laude.
Kaylee Joanne Stratman, cum laude.
Catherine Louise Turkile, cum laude.
Philip James Kanke.
Morgan Page Green, cum laude.
Hannah Delane Sparks, cum laude.
Lawrence Trey Stewart.
Kayla Ruth Rash.
Lainey Reese Seymour.
Preston Thomas Sleeth.
Bailey Grace Feast.
Tanner Thomas Lambeth, magna cum laude.
Maria V. Spears, summa cum laude in the Honors College.
Morgan Nicole Siebert.
Morgan Lane Brown, cum laude.
Drew Christian Figge.
Sugar Magnolia Nicole Buchler, cum laude.
Blake Edward Biswell.
Samuel Stephen Skomaker.
Cassie Sears.
Trayden Shalway Williams, magna cum laude.
Parker Andrew Hansen, cum laude.
Leanna Denise Ordonez.
Russ Bray, cum laude in the Honors College.
Anna Catherine Massey, magna cum laude.
Jalen Anderson.
Hannah P. Carnell.
Danielle Shea Gilbert, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Tracy Concannon.
Parker James Bailey.
Claire Elaine Maish, summa cum laude.
Elizabeth Amber Rex.
Shaylee Nanette Huffnagel.
Shayna Anna Marie Morose, cum laude.
Clara Marie Dumontel.
Christina Renee Hanula.
Jacob Thomas Sinaldi.
John P. McKenzie.
Brad Redden.
Jordan Brian Lorsch.
Samantha A. Haas.
Brooke Bueller.
Cassandra Nicole Sayer.
Ellen Jean Albach, summa cum laude.
Connor Finch Shanley, cum laude.
Carissa Angeline Locke, summa cum laude.
Amanda Jane Perkins, cum laude.
Tanner S. Carruthers.
Kinley Zhongzhao Miller, cum laude.
Alexandra Dawn Schenkel.
Megan Jean Garby, summa cum laude.
Haley Elizabeth Richards, magna cum laude.
Abigail E. Kelly.
Matthew Quinn Loney, summa cum laude.
Samuel Ray Stilley, cum laude.
Caleb Taylor Ezel, summa cum laude.
Zaire Inzahi Ali Holman.
Martin Kramer Carr.
Raylan LaCharles Sharp.
Van Vick.
Jacardier Savoy Tyreek Wright.
Allison Cecilia Trowbridge.
Larry O'Neill Wright.
Alexia Michelle Larimore.
Emery Deshawn Thompson.
Aubrey Madison Young.
Devin Dane Richard Marsh Gorey.
Alex Thomas Moret.
Wesley Alexander Basil.
Drew McKinley Voris, summa cum laude in the Honors College.
Jade Artangia Moro.
Lauren Marie Ritchie.
Rebecca M. Wilson.
Nakaja Angelise Weaver.
Amanda Nicole Hassenbeck.
Mackenzie Nicole Mitchell, magna cum laude.
Tara Michelle Owens.
Caleb Ethan Tucker.
Sarah M. Koffa Lawrence.
Jarrett Matthew Bratton, cum laude in the Honors College.
Angela Vitalina Varvariuk, cum laude.
Logan Aguirre, cum laude.
Zoe R. Volko.
Carly Marie Roberts, cum laude.
Jenny Grace Hubbard, summa cum laude.
Ethan Vaughn Ormsby.
Emma Lynn Satterfield, magna cum laude.
Drake Jeremiah Simons.
Victor Bisorov Tuchak.
Hannah Muriel Surrey.
Kevin Eugene Fry.
Catherine Marie Paisley.
Michaela Roberta Roseborough.
Caleb Alexander Ruggieri.
Elisa A. Wagner.
Matthew Brian Hines.
Haley Deshelle Clark, cum laude.
Sophia Grace Sell.
Emma Caitlin Letson.
Maxwell Scott Nelson.
Marissa Dawn Snyder, summa cum laude.
Michael Sergei Ratcliffe.
Tanner John Shelton.
Amaris Elizabeth Alfaro, cum laude.
Tristan Antonio Hogan.
Sabrina A. Smith.
Laura Ann Collins, summa cum laude.
Samantha Lynn Jester.
Carista Davis, cum laude.
James Marshall Urbanovich.
Natalie Gracelyn Pope, summa cum laude.
Kenzie Sapp.
James Ross Smoggy.
Jacob Edward Volmar.
Jacob Matthew McDaniel.
Jade Lee Zikafus, cum laude.
Tatiana Janae Echols.
Kaylee Grace Keith, summa cum laude.
Charity Sue Roan, cum laude.
Jenna Nicole Fowlert.
Sam Nicholas Knopf.
Madeline Page Pohl.
Kate Madeline Woods, summa cum laude.
Hayden Gray.
Anna Lee Stewart, summa cum laude in the Honors College.
Mary Catherine Linker, magna cum laude.
Ainsley M. Kempen, cum laude.
Edward James McKenna III.
Gabriel McKinley Fletchell, summa cum laude.
Caitlin E. Boyd.
Braden G. Cooper, cum laude.
Taylor Matthew Perry.
Oh, yeah!
Christopher Robert Pajda, cum laude.
Dylan Davis.
Brian P. Shields.
Jamie Lee Bird.
Patricio Eduardo Martinez, cum laude.
Stephanie Lauren Jones.
Rachel M. Hanks.
Julia Lauren Mason.
Elizabeth Ann Hansen.
Sarah Christine Holson, summa cum laude.
Jackson Lee Job.
Rebecca Joy Rodriguez.
Vincent M. Tosato, magna cum laude.
James Julian Chang, magna cum laude.
Haley Grace Bryan, magna cum laude in the Honors College.
Serena Nicole Archuleta, cum laude.
Joshua Christopher Baker, cum laude.
Keenan Ivory Earhart.
Austin Andrew Hawkins.
Max Harbor Wood.
Corey Jean Carnahan, magna cum laude in the Honors College.
Alexander Sebastian Estrada.
Michael Janelle Dameron, magna cum laude.
Ashlyn Joy Pike.
Anna E. Brummel, summa cum laude in the Honors College.
Jillian Marie Eichel.
Lindsay Taylor Ziefel, summa cum laude.
Ethan S. Rose.
Spencer Clyde Jones, magna cum laude.
William Isaac Helterbrand.
Amy M. Spoor.
Gabriel Matthew Adams.
Hannah Marie Smolzinski.
Margaret Catherine Jordahl.
Paul John Broski II.
Parker S. Fisher, cum laude.
Madison Anna Marie Stamps.
Chandler Lee Robbins, cum laude.
Jacob Lackey.
Allison Elizabeth Rudolph.
Crystal Lynn McQueary, cum laude.
Brianna Marie Davis, cum laude.
Joseph Benjamin Rodriguez.
Bailey Alana Smith, summa cum laude.
Carrie Lynn Bethurum.
Adam Walker Lynn.
Lydia Lee McCormick, cum laude.
Elena Grace Albert, magna cum laude.
Grace Ann Walker, cum laude.
Madeline Nicole Choate, cum laude.
Cassidy Lisa Juella, cum laude.
Michaela Dawn Dulier.
Kendra R. Kennedy.
Abigail Noel Corino, summa cum laude.
Krista Giselle Sauer, summa cum laude.
Tiffany Marie Contreras.
Mason L. Walters, cum laude.
Emily Ann Roberts.
Rebecca Lynn Shaljo, magna cum laude in the Honors College.
Emily Jean Lehman, magna cum laude.
Ashley Nicole Gardner, magna cum laude.
Taylor Jesslyn Michelle Randolph.
Sophia M. Crabtree.
Courtney Elizabeth Melvin, magna cum laude.
Emily Christine Langdon, magna cum laude.
Keely Lauren Land, cum laude.
Kaylee Danielle Wadham.
Maria Lee Alberti.
Grace Marie Wedgeworth, cum laude.
Olivia Louise Bear.
Anthony C. Bocanegra, cum laude in the Honors College.
Nora K. Humble, cum laude.
Corey Javon Carlock, magna cum laude.
Madison N. Smith, summa cum laude.
Elena K. Haddix, cum laude.
Michaela Brianne Patterson.
Abigail J.C. Keenan, magna cum laude.
Jeray Tishel Hawkins, cum laude.
Rosie Teresa Buckner, summa cum laude.
Claire Noel Matheny.
Melanie Ann Cannon.
Jennifer E. Shields.
Kylie Mae Wilbanks.
Addison Grace Strail.
Madison Taylor Frenzel, cum laude.
Samantha Rose Tippelman, cum laude.
Hannah Marie Hilker, magna cum laude.
John Michael Dove, magna cum laude.
Donovan Alexander Bustamante.
Timothy Harrison Wright, Jr., cum laude.
Amanda Christine Lynch.
Stephanie Ray Moore, cum laude.
Emily Irene Kramer, magna cum laude.
Melody Ann Haynes.
Mackenzie Ray Miller.
Cheyenne May Stout, magna cum laude.
Haley Marie Nichols.
Reagan E. Hill, cum laude.
Ashley Nicole Swearingen, magna cum laude.
Moriah E. Combs.
Corinza Hunsberger, magna cum laude.
Kelsey McKinnon Hubbard.
Kylie Elizabeth Worley.
Kayla Diane Hill. Gail Don Harris. Miranda Grace Witt.
Graduates, the university sincerely hopes you will continue your affiliation with Missouri State University as proud and active alumni. To welcome you to the Alumni Association, I invite to the podium Brent Dunn, the university's Vice President for Advancement.
Well, congratulations and welcome to the Alumni Association. Now, the class of 2023 now pushes our list of alumni past the 150,000 number mark. So we have alums living in all 50 states in over 93 countries around the world. But please keep us up to date on where you are and what you're doing, because chances are pretty good wherever you land, there'll be alumni there that can help you both personally and professionally. After all, your relationship with Missouri State is now a lifelong experience. For over 118 years, Missouri State has been educating people that are making a difference in the world. It is your turn now. Now, as you leave, we have a gift for the graduates. It's a bear head lapel pin. I mean, that's a small gift, I get it, but it's a gift nonetheless. All we ask is that you wear this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life. I was recently on the West Coast, and I had mine on, going through the airport. Didn't know the person. They yell, "Go Bears!" And then you yell, "Go Bears!" back. Education changes people, and people change the world. Now go change the world. Congratulations. Now go get them, and go Bears!
The alma mater is a distinctive song indicating your lifelong connection to the university. To conclude our ceremony today, please stand with me as the University Chorale performs our alma mater.
Sing we praises now to our alma mater, O hail maroon and white, Missouri State we pledge devotion. May you live ever in truth and right. May you live ever in truth and right. Sing we praises now to our alma mater, O hail maroon and white, Missouri State we pledge devotion. May you live ever in truth and right. May you live ever in truth and right. In truth and in truth and right.
The final part of our ceremony today is the recessional, which is an important part. And so I'm going to give some directions. For our guests, we would ask that you please be seated. Graduates, remain standing. You will be escorted from your seats and out of the arena by the marshals, row by row. Families and guests, once the graduates have left the floor, you may proceed to the nearest exit on the main concourse, and we encourage you to reconnect with your graduates there. Have a great day, and go Bears.